It's coffee break. Welcome back, another week. Hope you enjoyed your last week. You're going to enjoy this next week. I don't know. I'm just going to throw that opinion out there.
No, we're telling you. You will enjoy it.
Yep. It's a hot summer.
It is. They're already putting out the pumpkin stuff.
I know, it's a crime.
It is.
If you're not American, it's not okay to do this.
And everyone complains about it.
We got the holidays set up in this system here in this country, and the next one is this weekend, which is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Which is important. I don't know. But after that is back to school.
Yes.
And then rolling right into that is football.
Yeah.
And then you keep going until what? Veterans Day?
Yeah.
At the end of September?
Something like that.
And then that's the last kind of BS holiday.
And then we start getting it's fall. So now we got the
Halloween. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Bam, we're done.
All the other wintertime holiday Hanukkah.
Yes,
and all
Kwanzaa.
They all fall around the same.
Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa are kind of all grouped together right there.
Yes. But yeah, skipping everything to go straight to the pumpkin stuff immediately.
Yes.
I'm not into it.
Me either. Pumpkin is fine. It's just a squash. You can have it any time.
Yeah.
Right? It's pumpkin spice. That's the crime.
Mm-hmm.
It's the spice.
Mm-hmm. It's
Put that nutmeg back.
Exactly. That's all it is. Is pumpkin with nutmeg and a bit of cinnamon sometimes, depending on which establishment you're at.
Yep.
Crazy.
Okay, we've got a few trailers.
Mm-hmm.
The Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're trying... Bill Hader this time. Keeping it in SNL. Can't be any worse than Austin Powers' version.
Mike Myers, live action. 2003? 2004?
I think it was 2004.
It was after the live action Grinch.
They thought...
Weirdly enough, the live action Grinch, when it was released, was met with meh.
It was met with meh, but people still watched it.
To the point where it's now part of the Christmas, watch-a-thons that we do.
Yeah. When ABC does the 30 days, the 25 days of Christmas.
Yes, the 30 days of Christmas.
Whatever.
Well, it's the 320 days of Christmas now with the pumpkin spice being out.
But then they had the Cat in the Hat one, and I have such distinct memories.
Yes.
Because I was 9 or 10 at the time.
Yep.
And I remember watching it, and it was the first time I realized I hated watching something.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. It was a bad movie.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, I had seen bad movies before, but I couldn't comprehend that idea. And this was the first time where I was like, no, this is bad, and I don't want it.
I did not like the movie. I knew it was bad, but the genuine concern I had was for the children.
Yeah.
I just don't think Mike Myers or whatever Thing 1 and 2 were.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seemed at one point he was just wanting to kill the kids.
Okay.
And they're like, that's comedy. And you're like, no, it's not when you're a kid watching.
It's gonna be my main concern for this new version, too. Animated. So it looks much nicer.
He could pull off his magic tricks better.
Yes.
If we assume that's magic.
The thing is, the premise of the Cat in the Hat, I don't see how it can be stretched into a movie-length runtime. Because it's literally just two kids on a rainy day who are they're just stuck in the doldrums, and then the Cat in the Hat shows up to be be a little gremlin, make chaos, just ruin things, and the fish is the voice of reason to be no, and the point of the story is have fun, but don't go overboard.
Yeah.
I don't know how we could stretch that for an hour,
Well, we saw Cat has a whole Monsters, Inc. thing going on in there.
Yeah, his rhyme world.
Yep. And he doesn't seem to fit in or something like that.
Something? I don't...
So this is his one big shot to terrorize kids and make it funny?
I guess. I'm amazed. So you know how there's that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? I'm amazed they haven't done a Cat in the Hat version. It's just begging for it.
I don't think the rights are up.
Oh, that would make sense.
The guy who wrote Winnie the Pooh passed 100 years ago.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss passed relatively recently.
90s?
Yeah.
The O's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You still have a 75 more years or something like that?
It'll be a while.
I knew about this movie quite a little bit ago. And the reason was when I was planning out the film reviews for this channel, I had come across Cat in the Hat. this movie, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's weird that it's coming out so soon and no one ever talked about it. So I wrote it down because I was going to cover the Michael Myers one.
Yeah.
But then as I got closer, I was like, there's no Cat in the Hat movie.
Yeah.
And it was because they pushed it back. My next biggest concern, The Grinch. How The Grinch Stole Christmas. Not the live action one, but the newest one.
Yeah,
the
one
Illumination.
with Benedict Cumberbatch voicing him.
That one, it's fine. It's okay. Again, they took their artistic liberties with it. I thought this would be Illumination. No, it's Warner Brothers. So now we have more problems than we wanted.
Yes.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, anything under Warner Brothers, I feel like uncertain about for sure.
Yeah,
because they've been making terrible decisions.
Aren't they known to like throw away their animation stuff?
They are. I mean, we got a trailer for this, so surely they won't just get rid of it as a tax write-off.
They need to do anything because they're about to have this division, the split, a fissure, an anal rupture.
Crazy decision to choose Bill Hader for this.
Why? He sounded great.
Yeah, he sounds great, and he's funny. I just don't think they have the money, is my biggest thing. Why not get like a more B-list celebrity?
I don't know if Bill would be asking for money to play the Cat in the Hat.
I mean, he's gonna want to get paid somehow.
Yeah, they're gonna want their money, but like, if you asked me, just in theory, right, think about it, if you had asked me to play Frodo in a Lord of the Rings remake, you know, and I only make like $1 million per picture,
yeah,
I'd be like, yeah, I'm giving it my all because I get to play a legendary character, you know, a beloved children's character. Frodo, not so much, but you know, Cat in the Hat, he will always be in these kids' minds.
He does do a lot of, like, he was in Power Rangers. He's done a lot of like weirder stuff.
He does voice work. We've talked about him doing BB-8.
Yep.
So yeah, it makes sense to me.
It doesn't look bad. I'm intrigued. I want to know what happened to Thing 2.
Hold on. I wanted darker shading on it.
Yes.
It looks too...
Like... I know what you... Yeah.
Because he's, like, his fur is black. But, like, he picked up his leg. Did you see that at one point? And he, like, shot a blast out of it?
Yes.
And it's just like... But I wanted to see, I don't know, shadows or something like that.
Something a bit more, like intense.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna go out, go all out, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're not done with it yet.
I saw a picture on Twitter, and it was of Thing 1 and Thing 3.
Yeah.
Right? I hadn't watched the trailer until before this. And I was like, oh, that would be interesting. And then you were like, wait. Kid turns around. There's literally...
Like 7 of them? They're numbered up to 18.
Yeah, there's almost like 17 of them over there. But Thing 2, we paused it. We went back. Thing 2 is not there.
No. So Thing 2 is going to be the one to look out for.
Yeah, he's going to be the scrappy dude.
Yeah.
Let's see how this movie goes. Let's see how Warner Brothers goes.
It doesn't look bad, but I'm not the target audience, obviously.
Also, Warner Brothers Animation, don't they usually do like DC movies?
I guess. Surely they do other things too, right?
Okay.
No.
Yeah. We'll find out. The Running Man.
Yeah.
Edgar...
Right?
Yeah.
With Glenn Powell, based on a Stephen King novel, which is 3 name combos I wasn't expecting.
Yes, and the original movie came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and it starred Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I've never seen the original.
Me either. Which is interesting, because I've seen a lot of Schwarzenegger.
And I like Stephen King. I didn't even know it was Stephen King.
It looked like... Okay, obviously this movie came before it, but it looked like Lottery.
Okay, oh my god. That John Cena one with Aquafina?
Yeah, which came out on Amazon
like
last year.
Yes.
And where this Glenn Powell's character is chosen to basically play the Running Man.
Yes.
Where the whole world's trying to kill him, or at least the whole country is.
Yeah.
And he has to live for 33 days. Mm-hmm. And after that, if he succeeds, he gets like a boatload of cash. His life changes forever. He could save his kid. But it's not really about that. It's just about... What was another one? Bullet Train.
Yeah. Just like running, fighting guys.
Yeah. Just constantly
evading.
coming across... Smoking Aces.
Yes. He has his little disguise at one point.
Yep. So which now tells me that Running Man inspired all these other movies. Mm-hmm. And the remake is taking inspiration from all of them.
Yeah.
But It's Glenn Powell, so it's gonna be good.
I'm excited. He's a really good actor.
He is.
He needs to get more roles.
He has roles.
But he needs more because I like him.
I'm excited for it, but I still haven't seen Baby Driver.
No.
So I don't know about Edgar Wright much anymore. His earlier works, obviously, with the trilogy,
Yeah. The Cornello trilogy.
something like that.
With like Shaun of the Dead.
Hot Fuzz.
Yep. The other one.
The Day the Earth Stopped.
Yeah, I like Edgar Wright, but it has been a while. This trailer looks good. I'm sure there's gonna be more Edgar Wright-isms throughout, but they don't want to like spoil through the trailer.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be quirks and whatever. It looks fun.
Mm-hmm. Project Hail Mary, which I had like scrolled past it a few times.
Yep.
I did not realize that was
this is
Ryan Gosling.
This is an art piece. This is being worked on by Chris and Phil Lord.
It's begging.
Chris Miller and Phil Lord.
Already begging for Oscars.
It's most likely going to be comedy forward, because that's what these guys do. But it's about a 6th grade teacher who has a special PhD. All the stars around them in their solar system, galaxy, are dying because they got infected except for one. He doesn't want to go. He finally goes. And at the end of the trailer, you find out it's not a star, it's a spaceship.
Yeah. Which I'm glad they revealed that in the trailer. Because if I didn't, I would have gone in expecting it to be a very, like, contemplative... Kind of like that one...
The Martian?
No, a couple years ago, where...
Gravity.
Yes. That was going to be more like that, where it's, like, very, like, thoughts... You know, the emptiness of space, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But knowing that it's an alien buddy cop adventure, or whatever...
His interactions, what we saw with the alien, reminded me of The Arrival.
Yes.
Dennis Neuville.
I'm not gonna...
The guy who directed Dune.
Yeah.
He directed The Arrival, where these giant egg-like ships arrive on Earth, and we can enter into them, and we were able to talk to the aliens, but the aliens had their own language.
Yeah.
So they had to, like, decipher their language to figure out what was happening.
We haven't seen it. I wanted to, but it also made me think of that one recent film with Adam Sandler and the spider alien thing.
Yeah.
That was voiced by Paul Dano.
Yeah. It could have just been Paul Dano in there.
He's that good.
It would have been the same performance. If you think I'm kidding, think about that scene, the first scene with the Riddler. Mm-hmm. Where he's on top of the guy and he's just kind of breathing a little heavy.
Just sent shivers down my spine.
He never does anything, but still every time I watch it, I'm like, oh, come on, man. You don't have to be like that. Project Hail Mary looks fun. It looks like something I would want to watch indoors.
Yes.
You know? Well, Running Man looks like just a fun action movie. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we're starting to get action movies back. And Cat in the Hat's just for kids.
It's
a family movie.
Yeah, it looks cute. Yeah. It looks fine.
They all look really good.
Yes.
The original live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is getting a theatrical re-release for its 35 years.
Wow.
Are you ready? I call BS on this.
Why?
Okay, so re-releases, it's known to happen, right? Mm-hmm. But now Hollywood has just stopped really making anything.
Yeah, they just keep re-putting in like classic movies for any anniversary.
And, we had The Lord of the Rings recently, but the big one was Episode 3, Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, right?
Every Christmas, Nightmare comes back out every now and then.
Yeah, but that one makes sense. That's part of the tradition.
Yeah.
When Star Wars came back out, it made $1 billion. Mm-hmm. It was 25 years old.
Yeah.
Or 20. It was 20 years old. Anyways, you look at that and you're just like,
I don't know.
Times changed.
TMNT is popular. It keeps getting new renditions.
Yeah.
I can't even keep up with them all.
I just... Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
That's the thing. The first one's okay.
Yeah.
But the second one was better.
No, it's not.
Neither are great. But I preferred the second one. I remember that. I think.
I've only seen a few Turtles movies, and the best one to me was Ronin.
Ronin?
No, it was just TMNT.
Yeah, that like animated CG animated one.
Where one of them became a Ronin.
Yeah. Leo did. That one was good. It was weird. It was a very big departure from classic TMNT lore.
Yeah. Well, apparently that's actually part of it. But what I liked about it was the grittiness. Mm-hmm. But that was for its time.
Yeah.
I'm starting to learn that things in its time don't really work 10 years later, you know?
Yeah.
Talking about you, Zack Snyder. But yeah, 35 years. I mean, who was counting?
Apparently they were.
Yeah. You couldn't make a new movie? Haven't you made new movies?
They have new renditions.
Why don't we... Okay, why don't we do another live action? If you're getting... This didn't make it on here, but this has been confirmed. A new live action Transformers movie directed by Michael Bay. It's happening.
Yeah.
If Michael Bay's back, why don't we just do the live action stuff again? He produced the other two.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hate to use logic.
I think it's because executives are just so afraid. And it's like, you could put like less budget into the movie and have a smaller scale concept. Mm-hmm. And then you won't need to worry if it doesn't become like a box office superstar or not.
Yeah.
Come on, executives. Yeah. Learn. Budget.
So, Christopher Nolan's first teaser for his upcoming Odyssey.
Uh-huh.
It's playing before Jurassic World Rebirth.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go see it this weekend, you'll get to see the teaser.
Stacked cast.
Yes.
Tom Holland.
Pretentious.
Oh, absolutely.
Thinking he's Spider-Man.
It's the Odyssey. Of course it's going to be. It's going to be so full of itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyone who thinks the Odyssey's a good read is... Anyways, people are already capturing footage on their cell phones and sharing it. And, you know, Universal and Nolan are putting up this big fuss, and it's like, what? You knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, just release the trailer.
Are you ready? I call BS. I saw right through it, guys. You did this on purpose. You wanted this to hype this up. Because I don't know a Gen Zer who can actually read.
No, but Gen Zers know the Odyssey because of Epic the Musical.
What is... Oh, what?
You don't know Epic the Musical?
No.
It's a music for a story of the Odyssey. If it was a musical, it has no, like, stage play or anything. So a bunch of fans have just made fan animatics for it. That's how Gen Z gets the Odyssey. Sorry if you can hear that siren. It's the Gen Zers coming in to be mad at me.
Oh, that sounds ridiculous.
I've heard like a few songs. I've seen some of the animatics.
Why couldn't they just be songs at that point? It's so loosely connected to its source material.
Because we're doing the Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah.
Isn't this the story of Oedipus?
No. It's, what is his name? The captain. It's not Oedipus. I don't think it's Oedipus.
I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, it's pretty, yeah, the cast is stacked. This is that one time, if you are a little bit older, you would have remembered Les Miserables.
Yep.
With Hugh Jackman, right?
Yeah, he's in that one, yeah.
Russell Crowe.
Yeah. Not Gerard Butler.
It might be Gerard Butler.
Because I get them mixed up all the time. Oh my god.
and Anne Hathaway.
Yeah, this is gonna be like
Newt that. From that one horrible trilogy of Harry Potter stuff. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that was supposed to be the big one. It didn't work out well.
No. The music was bad.
Yeah. So there is a good chance that Odyssey's going to be bad, so they want to drum up business for people to try and get this to be as big as Oppenheimer.
How long could this movie possibly be?
God, I hope it's 5 hours and there's at least an hour-long intermission.
Because, like, the actual story takes, like, 30 years?
Mm-hmm.
I don't... Man... The only other version of the Odyssey I've seen is like a TV series, like a little mini series, like 6 episodes special or something.
Yeah.
Watched it in high school, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
It's too long to just be one movie.
We'll find out. But I thought it was interesting that the way he did this, him and Universal, to put it in front of Jurassic World, I'm not watching Jurassic World because I want to watch Christopher Nolan films.
Yeah.
You know?
As if people are going to go to the theater just to see your trailer.
Yeah, now if you put this in front of like the Hail Mary project, right? I would have been like, oh, this makes sense because these would have been more like, you know, art house films.
I mean, I guess. I feel like trailers never really matched the movie, especially in like theaters.
Yeah. But again, they clearly want you to steal their content and post all about it and what your thoughts and feelings are.
And get your
little thumbs going so you can blow up that algorithm so that they would be like, yes, it's going to be a success. But it won't.
It won't.
It will probably backfire.
It'll probably win all the Oscars because everyone's best friends are in it, and that's all the people who give the awards care about, is giving it to their best friends.
Not unless they make The Bear a movie.
We'll get to The Bear. Just you wait.
So, next, the other great filmmaker in Hollywood. Move over, Christopher Nolan. Vin Deasle is here.
Oh, okay. What's he doing?
Vin Deasle was talking about Fast and Furious 10, Part 2.
What? Why wouldn't it be
And Fast 10 is not Part 1, so we're right back to Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning, Part 1. The Final Reckoning.
Why wouldn't it just be Fast 11?
Right? It's supposed to come out April 2027.
What?
I don't know how this could be Part 2 when Part 10 came out.
Also, it's not like Part 10 ended on a cliffhanger. It just ended.
Yeah, I mean, they all kind of just end.
Guy, I know this is like your like go-to. I think it's time to call him quits on the franchise.
It gets better.
Okay.
He's started to go into a little bit of what the plot will entail.
Yeah.
Paul Walker's character is coming back.
No.
The story takes place in L.A.
Okay. Sure.
Like the rest of the earlier parts of the franchise. Then they became like this spy espionage world thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then they eventually got to space, which is the best part. So yeah, they bring it back into LA, and it will focus on street racing, not heists, not espionage.
So it's just the original. He just wants to remake the original Fast and Furious.
I'm so pissed with him right now. I'm like, dude, the first 3 movies, the first 4, to be honest, the 4th one has a cool little twist in it, but other than that, the first 4 movies suck, and I cannot recommend it.
It's once it starts embracing the goofiness, and they start doing the heists and the space travel.
I think it's 5, where Hobbs shows up, who is Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Dude, that's when it just gets so crazy and fun. I mean, he's walking around with a minigun, and he's just unloading, trying to shoot down cars, and he misses them because they're so fast.
We were saying this the other day. They should just do like a Jurassic Park. They should just do Fast and Furious with dinosaurs, like they time travel. Who cares? Going back to just street racing in LA, it sounds so boring.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem with Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. It's like, at what level do I take this as serious as I can?
But then you add in the fun shenanigans of Fast...
Dino DNA.
La Familia.
Just Vin having a Corona with Blue.
Yeah. They would befriend like a long neck or something.
Yeah.
They would do like you know Legolas when he does like that trick move down the elephant's trunk.
Yeah.
But they would do that down the tail of a dinosaur and then
their car.
And then they'd be like yabba dabba doo, and then they'd like launch into the space or something.
And they circle around the earth to like pull enough like friction to pull all the like garbage in the space out of it to drop on their opponent.
And then the time machine, like the DeLorean, turns on. They're like, we're going back to the future.
They could do that.
I would watch that, unironically.
That would actually be a really fun comedy. If they just went, okay, every franchise together.
Yeah.
Just at Universal.
And now street racing sure does sound boring, doesn't it?
Yeah. Matt Reeves has finally finished writing the Batman Part 2.
Woohoo!
The film is still due in theaters October 1st of 2027.
Well, we'll find out.
We're going to find out if both these movies even happen.
I know.
I gave up on Fast 11. That's what I've been calling it.
Yeah.
They called it Part 2 when they were first making Part 10.
Okay.
Right? 10 and 11. It was Part 1 and 2 because it was supposed to be filmed back to back. Clearly never happened. Give up on your naming convention, Xbox. Just had to throw that in there. We'll find out if Batman Part 2 still happens. I know they're trying to push it off the ground. They need it to move.
I know. It's been so long. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
We'll see. I want it, but I'm also like, I know it won't be nearly as good as the first one. Because clearly.
Yeah, but please don't Joker to this.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen it, but everyone's reaction has not been good.
Everything I've read and heard, I'm like, why?
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Paramount Global will settle their lawsuit with Trump over the 60-minute interview for $16 million. Ugh. This has been met with negative reaction from multiple people within the studio, including the guys who make South Park. Mm-hmm. I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad Matt Stone and Trey Parker are still around to just call you out on your shit.
The heroes we need.
They really are. If you're ever confused about life, just turn on South Park. They will actually teach you lessons.
They will.
As absurd as it is. But the reason why they decided to kind of bow down in here, and it's really not that. What they're doing is trying to push Trump away. Because he's a terrible thing to keep around. He's a curse.
He is.
He really is. And they're trying to do a merge with Skydance or...
Skydance?
Yeah, Skydance.
And they can't with...
It's bad publicity, and they would have to spend so much on lawyers. He was suing them for $20 million.
It's so
and
annoying.
They were able to settle for 16.
He's what a loser. What a loser.
Yeah.
What a baby.
But here he is, appearing in our world and touching the things we love, and we don't like that.
Yep.
I wanted to explain on Paramount's side. Mm-hmm. So don't get upset with Paramount about it. Just imagine they're basically paying off the bully so they can keep playing with us.
Ugh. Ugh, God.
Yeah, that's how bad things are around here right now. Disney has confirmed they're officially working on Lilo and Stitch 2, live action.
Mm-hmm. We still need it. It's not on streaming yet. But we need to see it.
Okay, nice. They made it clear they were going to just make a sequel.
Yeah.
They're missing pieces of the original in it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll finally get Gantu.
Yeah, Gantu and Angel.
Oh, we gotta jump straight to Angel?
I would assume Angel would be in this one. She's not at the end of the first one. I don't know. I didn't spoil it.
I don't know either, honestly. So
this next part is about Elio.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about Elio?
Yeah. Okay. Originally, it was supposed to be about a queer character, and it was more heavily based on the scriptwriter or the director, one of them. They were like personal stories.
Both, yes.
And then Pixar's executives came in and went, "No, we don't want that," and just took away everything that initially made the story what it was. And about, like, one boy's queer awakening and whatnot. And they got their flop, nobody cares movie out of it. Great job, Pixar.
Okay, some of your information is incorrect. Because I got this from Deadline, which does the official Hollywood reporting.
Okay.
And they cite their sources from the director, whose name I did not write down. I'm sorry about that. And Pete Docter, who was one of the original Pixar creators.
Okay.
Right? Pete Docter was talking about how when they were moving forward with Elio, it's not a coming out story. Okay? Elio's an 11-year-old kid. That would be absurd. Right? That's kind of what his like in between the lines were. And that Elio just has a weird knack for fashion. And he has like garbage fashion.
Okay. And
you can see this in the trailer. If you've seen the movie, you would have noticed it. But he runs around with a cape and it's got trash on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got this style. And in the original versions, he's like showing hermit crabs that he's all about fashion. This is just his passion, right? He is gay, but it had very little to do with the story. After the first viewing, what do they call them? Pixar leadership. Mm-hmm. So they won't point any other names except for Pete Docter, right?
Yeah.
And they got really uneasy with it because they're homophobic. Mm-hmm. And they decided to do a lot of overhauls to the point where the director walked away.
Yeah.
He is now part of Coco.
Okay.
Coco 2. He helped co-direct Coco.
Cool.
This was going to be his first alone project.
And they just,
they pushed him out of there. And you can still see Elio's sexuality in the film, but there's no explanation of why he wears trash.
It's like, ugh.
Yeah. There's more things in there, but I haven't seen the movie. I just thought it was interesting that we're now getting this information, because I already told you, like, bad things had happened behind it. But yeah, it was about homophobia and trying to tailor your story so it doesn't offend people. Well, there's a point where you over-tailor it and it just becomes crap.
Yeah, where you just take away the intention of the original idea.
What it sounds like to me is you took away the heart of the main character.
Yeah.
And now you've got no story.
It sounds like it was a personal story based on someone's personal experiences.
Yes.
And then you took away all their personality.
Yep.
And so it's just it's a heartless shell of a movie.
Yeah. That makes no sense why you would do that.
It's not surprising.
That probably comes from a person who looks at numbers and doesn't actually think about stories.
Yeah. And also a person who looks for excuses.
Yes.
Oh, Buzz Lightyear didn't do good, and people on Twitter says it's because there was one lesbian couple on screen for 3 seconds. Get rid of any of the gay people.
Well, that would start it, and it's called Lightyear.
Oh, my bad.
What really overdid it was Strange World.
Man, I couldn't even remember what it was.
You've seen it twice.
I know, I hate it. It's so bad and boring. The kid being gay does not make it bad and boring. Everything else does.
Makes sense. Fantastic Four: First Steps, the new MCU film, which will kick off Phase 6. We are finally out of Phase 5.
Yep.
Pedro Pascal said he trained with a voice coach to work on a transatlantic accent. When he got on set, the director told him, knock that off.
Yeah, which is so weird.
Because it would have fit with the time period, but they got upset with him over it.
And it's disappointing, because that was part of the fun with classic Marvel. Like you see Captain America, and he embodies that... What decade was he in? 40s?
Yes.
He embodies that 40s aesthetic, and it's especially fun when you then see him jumping ahead with Avengers, and you see all these different people from different walks of life, and they have different personalities, and you can feel that difference as they interact with each other. Mm-hmm. And having a transatlantic accent would have been the bare minimum for this. How many other 60s-isms are they going to do in the movie?
I saw someone's review after I had made mine. Mm-hmm. I guess they decided to go back and rewatch First Avenger.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's weird to see Cap using guns. And I was like, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, he doesn't. He usually just uses his shield and his punchies.
In Avengers, he does pick up a rifle or something. I know he picks up an automatic weapon.
Yeah.
But it was like to knock back a bad guy.
I think it's like right after Bucky dies, too. So, in a bit of a state.
No, Avengers.
Oh, I thought you just said First Avenger.
But then you also see him later cutting the Chitauri's arms off, and he's not using the weapons, he's tossing them away. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, oh, I guess they can grow up, but they're not going to give Reed that chance.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because none of the others bothered to learn a transatlantic accent. And so it'd be kind of weird if he's the only one doing it, and everyone else just sounds like normal, like millennials.
Yeah. Cuz isn't a millennial.
No.
That's the thing.
Yes. Gotta learn his name. It's not even a hard name.
It is.
I don't remember it.
Anyways, the trailer, the newest trailer playing for the Fantastic Four, because we're running out of time. It's about to show up.
Yeah.
You can see there's an explosion of fire and smoke, and then Reed is popping up. And then his right leg makes a weird adjustment, and then he lands.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like his stretching ability. But I can see there's so much falseness in between it.
I'm wondering if it's actually he's landing next to a bunch of other things. Like maybe the other people like the other Fantastic Four or like a crowd or something.
Yeah, but that leg, because he's stretchy.
It's weird to use that as like a selling point when it looks like that.
Yeah.
Like that's the best shot you could pick, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, the Thing looks like the Thing. Invisible Woman's her thing.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of her being a sex symbol.
It's also her.
Look at Storm.
I know.
Storm's a sex symbol in a very different way because she will kick your ass.
I love Storm.
You got Phoenix.
So cool.
You got Jubilee.
It's the thing is with the Invisible Woman is that's not even like the power she goes to. Like she can like pick up things. She has like orbs and like shields and whatnot.
Yeah, she uses telekinesis.
She has a million powers. So to just call her the Invisible Woman, it's like if you called the Hulk Mr. Pants because his pants don't rip off. It's like, yeah, that's a feature, but there's many other parts of his abilities we could be focusing on.
True. Yeah, but now you're kind of taking a dig at Stan Lee and his buds when they were making them. Because these guys are so old. Look at Superman.
I know.
They got it's Phantom Zone. What are you talking about? You mean the Eternal Prison? No, Phantom Zone.
Man.
Is this Scooby-Doo?
Modern day movies have done so good trying to like coolify the goofiness from old comics like that.
Yeah.
But every now and then something slips in.
Yep. And you're just like, oof. This is the Batmobile. You couldn't just call it my car?
yeah. Can't help but notice they've gotten rid of the giant penny. Yeah, boring. The giant penny was too fun for your gritty movie.
So, believe it or not, Disney did not announce this sequel. It is the sequel nobody wanted. The Social Network 2.
Oh. No.
Because there's more story to tell about how, Meta came to be. Because Meta is Facebook.
I guess.
And how they've committed heinous crimes against humanity and continue to do that, but the federal government's okay because they're going to allow them to just disregard copyrights to allow AI to just read every author's book and just rip it off.
Not only do I just not want to see this story, and I don't want to see whatever cutesy, quote-unquote, happy ending they try to give it at the end, I hate Jesse Eisenberg. I can't stand him.
He has... okay. He's not a bad actor.
He is. I hate him. Nothing you say will change my mind.
He just gets some bad roles, you know? See, my dad always thought devils came from below. Yeah. And then he flips the picture.
Yeah, everyone's
favorite. They come from the sky.
Everyone's favorite Lex Luthor. You know what? I'll give you this. The chair was creative. And when your mom thing where it's like, very good.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm gonna put it right here on the fridge.
Yep. Anyways, Sinners, the new Michael B. Jordan film, the vampires versus black people, comes out this weekend on HBO Max.
Yes.
So
finally.
if you're like us and you missed out on it, we can finally get to sit down. It's a great 3-day, 4-day weekend.
About time.
If you've seen it and you love it, there you go.
Yeah.
Just wanted to remind everyone. Okay, we're going to get into weird territory because last week I did the review on Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. And just like Star Wars, despite it being as terrible as awful, it never dies. So there is a new movie called Life of Chuck, which is based on a Stephen King book.
Yeah,
and
a lot of Stephen King.
Mike Flanagan directed it. He did...
everything that's good.
Yeah,
Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah, he does a lot of Stephen King stuff.
He did Dr. Sleep?
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Which is the sequel to The Shining.
Yes.
Mark Hamill, who plays Luke Skywalker.
Uh-huh.
He is in Life of Chuck, so somebody got the chance to ask him when doing the syndication, or...
Yeah, like the press junket.
Yeah, press junket, that's what I was looking for. About what was going on with Luke in Episode 8, right?
Okay. Weird time to spring the question on him. Like, it must have been burning inside this reporter.
Who played Han Solo? Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill are notorious for being terrible to fans about being Star Wars characters because they're so fed up with it.
I imagine.
But I don't care. It belongs in a museum.
What'd he say?
Okay, so Mark disagreed with Rian Johnson's decision, but wasn't disrespectful about it. So he decided to make his own headcanon.
Okay.
Because his thing was, he was like, if Luke was met with defeat against Kylo Ren or Ben Solo,
Yeah.
he would have turned around and fought him back. And Rian Johnson told him, dude, your entire academy got wiped out. Like, your character's decimated, right?
Okay.
So he didn't agree with that, so Mark Hamill created his own headcanon. And he basically describes Luke Skywalker, walking away from this defeat. And he falls in love with a woman.
Okay.
He gives up on being a Jedi. They have a child together. At some point, the child, as a toddler, picks up an unattended lightsaber, pushes the button, and is instantly killed. The wife is so griefful, she kills herself.
That's terrible. Mark, that's terrible. That's way worse. That's awful. I wonder if he just came up with this on the spot.
No.
That's a terrible story.
I did. So that was me quoting him, by the way.
That's so much worse.
So how has he come up with this idea? Because he's trying to figure out why Luke is so grumpy, right? He was talking about how he kept reading about kids finding guns in the houses and shooting themselves and dying.
Well, that's just...
And it just upset him so much, he put it into this sci-fi world. And it's just like, oh, this is terrible.
You know what's crazy? That's the same outcome as the thing Rian Johnson told him, where like a bunch of people that was close to you died. Your whole academy's gone now.
Yeah.
But it's not personal enough for Luke.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's wrong with you, dude?
Why do you think he plays a Joker so well?
Yeah.
I just wanted to share just how batshit insane Mark Hamill is. That is not a pun, but if it needs to be for you, go ahead.
Boo.
Okay, in a presentation this last week from Capcom, it was about Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 9, right? The director said, we thought about using Leon as a protagonist, but it wouldn't have worked because we are horror heavy and Leon isn't scared.
No, he's gone through too much.
Yeah, that's kind of him and Chris's thing is if, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, right?
Yeah, well, he sits there, stares down two titans with only a knife.
Tyrants.
And he's like, I can handle this.
Yeah.
At most, he'll give you a quip, but yeah. I love that.
You're talking about the movie Damnation?
Yes, which is so good.
And yeah, at the end, he's in a tank and it's being like pinned up against the wall from a tyrant.
Uh-huh.
And he just keeps turning the barrel of the tank to smack his face. And he's like, come on, smile.
He's got that one friend who can control liquors.
Yep.
Which was bonkers. And he lives.
Yeah.
None of Leon's friends ever live.
It's a fun story. It's a really well done story. It probably looks like ass since it came out in 2012.
It's impressive enough.
But the story is still there. You would see that Leon is not scared.
No.
He is not scared of anything, actually.
The only thing that upsets him at any point in time is when his flask is empty.
Yeah.
And that's it. He goes right back into it.
Yeah. They also, Capcom had confirmed that they were trying to make this online open world multiplayer game. And it wasn't working, so they just severed all those ties. And so Resident Evil Requiem is its own thing.
I'm more excited now. I kind of expected it to not be like that, but I'm glad there's confirmation.
It looks like Resident Evil.
It does.
Yeah,
I
mean,
can't
you can see
wait.
gameplay footage of first and third. I'm probably gonna play it in third, but I mean, it looked like a mansion this time with white marble.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Okay, so you had this question about Mario Odyssey 2.
Yes.
And thought it was interesting because the answer came the next day.
Oh, really?
Nintendo has confirmed that several of the makers of the Mario Odyssey game are making Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Which makes sense. It
So
looks a lot like it.
This would be verifying that this is Mario Odyssey 2
But
for the Switch 2.
I get that.
Yeah, you don't like Donkey Kong.
No, I like Donkey Kong, but I like Mario more. Listen.
Fucking said no one.
I like Mario's enemies and characters and baddies more than I like Donkey Kong's enemies, characters, and baddies. Also, I haven't seen, like, Candy Kong or Funky Kong anywhere, so...
Okay. I'm excited to play this game, but I never played Odyssey, so now finding out it's like its spiritual successor, I'm like, I don't know.
The gameplay is exactly what it looks like. You run around, you find things, they're everywhere. That's it.
Okay, cool.
I think it's cute. I like little Pauline. She looks so cute.
Nice. Last week's question. What is your favorite Pixar franchise? Toy Story, 20%. Monster Inc., 10%.
That's
Sorry.
the one I voted for.
Monster Inc. has lost. Incredibles, 50%.
Uh-huh.
Cars, 20%.
Incredibles have won. It's not surprising.
It is.
Really?
Yes.
It's the most boring option. They're just people.
Look, pound for pound, the first movie on each of these entries, Incredibles, is the second best. Monsters Inc. beats you by a landslide.
I agree. It does go Monsters Inc., Incredibles, Toy Story, Cars. And Cars isn't even bad, but I just like the others a bit more.
Right? Ka-chow.
Yeah. Get her done.
We don't do that.
He says it at one point in the movie.
Rear view mirrors.
Yeah.
See, I prefer that.
What's wrong with rusty old cars? Larry the Cable Guy.
So why'd you choose Monsters?
It has the most creativity with the character designs.
Ba-doo-ba-doo-boo.
And I like the music. The story's so funny. It's really good. It's really emotional. When they get, like, thrown into the snowstorm and they can't go back.
Yeah.
I really like Monsters.
With Hey Itchy?
The Abominable Snowman? It's my favorite.
I have very fond memories of watching Monsters Inc. over and over again with my little sister. There's an 8-year difference, so she was a baby.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was what, 5th, 6th, 7th grade at that point. But I remember just coming home. I was building a Harry Potter Lego set.
Nice.
Because that's how long ago it was, right? And then my mom made pretzel, peanuts, chocolate, like clusters.
Cool.
Oh, dude, it was amazing.
That sounds
And it was
super
fall
good.
time, so all the fall stuff was starting to happen.
Oh,
it was great, yeah. Like, I have these great memories. My grandmother was over. Everything was great.
You got that smooth jazz.
Yeah.
You have Billy Crystal and John Goodman.
I grew up with Billy Crystal because I'm a City Slickers fan.
Oh, not because he's Calcifer?
No, I didn't watch that until way later in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't until after I met you.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he was Calcifer.
No, I always knew Billy Crystal was a comedian, and he's a very funny one. John Goodman, I've seen him in other things.
He's been in
but
a
not
lot.
Roseanne.
No.
We don't talk about that.
No.
No, we don't have room for that. Toy Story. Much like Shrek 2, Toy Story 2 knocks Toy Story right off that pedestal.
Yes. Toy Story's good. It's relentless.
Yeah.
It like...
Yeah, but Toy Story 2's got hard.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And we've talked about the story. It's a very famous story of how Pixar almost never even made this movie. How it was supposed to be a direct-to-DVD thing.
It's a really good story. And
Yeah.
I think the audiobook is on YouTube. So if you can find the audiobook of, like, Making Pixar, listen to that. It's good.
Incredibles.
It is good.
The same thing with Monsters. So there's sequels, right? We got one sequel each. Monsters University was a major disappointment, and The Incredibles 2 is a major disappointment.
Yeah, they both just sucked.
And
So
Cars
lame.
2 is the greatest offense I've ever seen.
Yeah, so much so that I didn't even give Cars 3 a shot. I heard it was good, and I'm like, I don't even care.
I couldn't. Because there was Cars 2 and planes, and I was like, do I really need to do this homework?
Oh god, planes.
Yep.
Oh god.
Toy Story, yeah, for me, Pixar. Anyways, Incredibles won. So thank you everybody for voting.
Hooray! Incredible.
Yep. Okay, box office trolls.
Box office trolls.
And I'm just gonna click on things because I think it's funny.
Click, click, click.
Okay, number 1, F1, the movie.
Oh, good for them. I totally forgot this existed.
You don't care about cars.
I don't.
And you don't talk about Brad Pitt.
No.
So why would this be your movie?
My dad used to watch, like, Formula One races.
Oh, then your dad probably saw this movie.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Number 2, How to Train Your Dragon.
Wow, still up there, number 2.
Number 3, Elio.
Okay.
Number 4, Megan 2.0.
Nice.
This is a box office bomb. Blumhouse has openly talked about how they're very disappointed with Megan 2.0.
Dang.
They thought that this was surefire, and it wasn't.
Oh, homies.
They've opened up about this, and now they're shifting gears already. It's only been in the box office for 1 week.
Yeah.
And they're like, scrap the plans. It's doomsday.
Guys, if you want Megan 2.0, you have to hit on streaming. That's going to be where it's going to find its market. No one's going to go to the theaters for Megan 2.0. I'm sorry. Especially because we can see it's going to be goofy.
Well, this channel began with Blumhouse streaming movies.
Yup.
And those movies I still think about.
Yeah, some of them were pretty good.
Yeah, some of them were bad.
A lot of them were bad.
But, like, why would I spend $30 altogether plus 2 hours of my time to watch your movie in theater with a bunch of strangers that I probably won't even enjoy watching it with?
I think companies just need to start not caring as much as the box office revenue as much as the streaming revenue.
Yeah.
Because people just don't want to go to the theaters. This has been a thing. We've talked about it at length here.
There will always be this part of Hollywood that thinks if we put more money on it, we can get more money out of it. And it has to be a big spectacle, right? But I think that's going to go away a lot.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them are struggling. I mean, look, they just put Jurassic World back out.
Yeah.
This is the 7th movie. After the 6th one, was anyone going, damn, I can't wait to get back?
You want to know? Here's 2 perfect examples. Encanto came out, and people liked it, but people didn't start really, really talking about it until it was on Disney+.
Yeah.
Because then everyone could watch it.
Which, wasn't it like a week turnaround or something like that?
It was something like that. Everyone,
Like
during theaters, it was
You had
fine.
a chance to see it in theaters, and then I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that, it was streaming. And yeah, it blew up.
And here's another example, a more recent one. K-pop Demon Hunters just came out. It went to Netflix. It didn't have a theatrical release. And I just see everyone talking about it. Everyone's talking about it. Whether it's good or bad, everyone's talking about it. And some people keep being like, why didn't this get a theatrical release? If it did get a theatrical release, no one would be talking about it like it is right now. Because it's so easily accessible right now.
Yeah.
Stop putting so much faith on the box office, companies.
Also there's a genuine fear of being outside.
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on that, like, this is not the podcast for it, but they need to start tailoring for their audiences and realizing people don't want to go outside. It's hot, it's nasty, it's ugly.
There's a lot going on.
You can't just sum it up.
Also, theaters are they're crowded, they're expensive, the food's bad, you can't pause, there's no subtitles.
Yep.
It's just worth it to wait.
The popcorn's overpriced and you still get an upset tummy. Yep. Number 5, 28 years later.
Good for
I'm
them.
going to be honest, I don't know anyone who saw this.
I've heard mixed reactions online, but, you know.
I've still yet to see Weeks.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like Days.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, 6, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
Number 7, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
Well, it's still staying neck and neck with each other.
Right. Number 8, The Materialist.
Cool.
Number 9, Ballerina.
Nice.
Number 10, The Karate Kid Legends.
I hope this one gets out of the box office soon, because I would want to watch it. I'd be curious to see The Karate Kid.
Do we have to watch Cobra Kai?
No, I'm going to make an executive decision and say no.
Okay. I just don't care for The Karate Kid. That's just...
I like the actor. That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Yeah, so some of these older ones, Lilo and Stitch, Mission Impossible, Materialist, Ballerina, and Karate Kid, you guys are about to get kicked out.
Yep.
There's no room.
Everything's coming out.
We've got the big D-Rex coming in.
Yep.
We've got Soups, a brand new Soups, who's looking really clean, shiny, and cute. And we've got Fantastic Four, if you're still in Marvel's corner. I don't know why you would be there.
Someone might be watching it.
I get it. Because I'm that way with DC. I'm like, no, give it a second chance. It gets better.
Yeah.
Watch the director's cut.
Look, it's got Pedro Pascal. Everyone loves him.
Even though the world said, that's not the guy we wanted. We wanted the other guy that you killed on screen to make fun of us.
Oh, man.
Okay, Jurassic World. We did the review. Fun pop-off.
I remembered it being better.
Me too.
I was shocked at how bored I was.
Yes. There's some lines from earlier in the podcast where I was like, 10 years later, when you watch these things, you realize it doesn't shine. It's not how I said that, but I'll just say this right now. Next week is Man of Steel.
Yes.
Because we got Superman.
Yeah.
Which is a 2013 movie. So I just did 2015 Star Wars, 2015 Jurassic.
Going further back.
DC 2013. These movies aren't holding up as good as they should have been.
No, God, no. And it's not even like the special effects or anything. It's just the story.
The story's
It's
stupid.
so, like, run-of-the-mill.
Yep.
Predictable.
Yeah.
Very just... And the characters are really, like, shallow and basic caricatures.
Yeah.
And I'm like... I remember, even for the time, didn't we expect more? I guess the bad movies of the time must have been really bad for these to be the ones that hold up.
I think some of these movies were made for me.
Just you specifically.
No, not in that sense, but like people my age, you know, where it's like, oh, this is the beginning of a new Superman. Oh, this is the beginning of a new trilogy of Star Wars or Jurassic Park.
It wasn't like current day, because this really was the start of bring back that franchise and breathe new life into it. And at the time, it was so exciting. And now they've done it so much with everything. It's the complaint of everything's just a reboot, remake, or sequel.
Yep. And that's what it was.
Yeah.
We're still in it, though, 10 years later.
I know.
like,
Free me.
guys, 10 years later, from Jurassic World, there's Jurassic World Rebirth. What are we doing? Also, why is it not called Jurassic Universal at this point?
I gotta keep that name recognition, I guess.
I guess. Anyways, Jurassic World is fun. I love Indominus. Indominus was so cool.
I love dinosaurs. I like all of them. I don't like Indominus because Indominus kills dinosaurs for sport. And I don't like you.
It's killing for sport.
How dare you? I like the Brontos, you meanie.
She's just a cool, unnatural killing weapon. She's a predator and a half.
It was fun, like, looking up the cuttlefish and realizing that's where the camouflage comes from.
Yeah.
That was neat.
Yeah.
It was clever. It's clever.
She is. She's very clever. I thought she was fun. She's scarier than most things.
Her wide mouth really adds to it. But a
Her
story.
forelegs. I call them front claws because I'm an idiot. They're forelegs.
It's just story-wise a bit run-of-the-mill.
So I'm fine with Claire being there because she has an actual occupation within the park.
Yeah.
Owen should have been the main character.
Yeah.
He still is, but the kids.
The kids were pointless.
They
don't even, like, interact with Claire and Owen.
Then I was sitting there and I was thinking about it and I was like, this isn't a kid's movie, just like Jurassic Park isn't a kid's movie. And I was like hell it is. My parents just raised me wrong. There's been kids in Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
Hammond's niece and nephew.
Yeah.
Malcolm's daughter in the second one.
Yep.
And that one random kid whose parents suck so much they sent him with a stepdad
Yeah.
who got eaten by the Spinosaurus.
Yeah, there's always kids in it somewhere.
Yes, so kids are supposed to be in Jurassic Park. I'm very jelly of the little kids who got to grow up with Camp Cretaceous.
I know. I would have been so into it as a kid.
It's so BS. So BS that I got screwed over like this.
I'll tell you what, Camp Cretaceous is way better than Jurassic World. It's smarter. It's more interesting. The characters are much more fun. It's funnier.
So Gray was written, he's the younger kid. He was written to be autistic, and then the final draft they cut that out.
Yeah.
But he still kind of plays him like that, right? Mm-hmm. But he knows all about dinos.
Just like...
Get the Darius.
Yep.
Darius not autistic. And his dad died. And by the way, when I said it's a Christmas movie, Darius is going to a tropical island without his dad because his dad died to fulfill the dreams and it's Christmas time. Isn't that even sadder?
So yeah, Jurassic World, it was fine. I remember the sequels being much worse.
Oh, they're gonna get bad. But yeah, I'm fine with the creation of monsters. Monsters are my thing. Mm-hmm. Right? And dinosaurs are obviously, nature's monsters.
Everyone loves them.
Yeah. It's just the plot. The plot was so contrived. The bear.
It's time. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, it was bad. We finished it. We finished the season. After finishing it, I stood up and paced around the living room in a burning fury because I couldn't believe how bad that finale was. Oh my god.
Could you imagine if... Because this was supposed to be the end of the show. And it got renewed for season 5.
Yeah.
But I'm going to spoil it for you right now. Because now there's a season 5. So it doesn't matter what happens at the end of 4. Anyways, at the beginning of the show, Carmy, Jeremy Allen White's character, comes back to try and bring breathe new life into his late brother's restaurant, The Beef.
Yes.
Carmy went across the world to learn culinary.
Yeah.
So now he creates the bear, right? But there's a struggle because it used to be a sandwich shop. It's a greasy sandwich shop.
And now he's trying to put in this French artistry.
Yep.
It's not working.
Yep. There's tensions. There's family tensions. There's a lot of good drama in it. But at the end of season 4, after they finally get it to pop off as a fine dining establishment with The Beef still running out the back.
And franchising.
Yep. And working quite well. Numbers are going great. Carmy just gets up and leaves.
He's just like, I'm just gonna go.
Deuces.
It's not even a good conversation. He tells Sydney and cousin Richie, it's so... It's just it's not a good conversation. His excuses don't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. We had this whole story following this man on his journey to become a chef, and he's finally the chef he's always wanted to be, but he didn't grow. He didn't change. And now he's like, okay, no, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to run away. How is that the happy ending? How is that a satisfying ending?
I don't know.
It's also, this season was very annoying because there was so many instances, I noticed it, of characters standing around being like, I hear really good things. That's so good. Everything I see from Carmy's so good. Everything he's doing is great. We never see him fucking cook anything. They're in the kitchen twice all season.
Yeah.
There's no cooking anymore. And it's it's a lot of telling but no showing.
Yep.
I'm annoyed. Also, they do this really interesting thing in the first episode where they set up this clock and it's this is how many days you have left until you go bankrupt.
It's your doomsday clock.
But
it's analog.
And they don't do...
Digital, my bad.
Yeah, and we cut to it. We cut back to it regularly. They do a great job.
In fact, we cut back to it when they're sitting around in their house drinking and laughing. Mm-hmm. And it builds that tension.
They don't do anything. They don't change their practices. They don't... The only thing that happens is they keep running out of money. Carmy finally decides to stop changing the menu every day, which I don't know why he didn't stop doing that before.
Because he's not all there.
But that seems to be the only change. And then they're sitting there worried. And then in the very last episode, we see a graph that's actually, we're doing great. And Sugar's on the phone. She's like, actually, I think we're doing good. It's so it's just good now. They didn't have to do anything.
Nope. They wrote themselves into a hole. They had no way to figure it out. So they just came up with slop. Mm-hmm. When the season starts, because we both said season 3 was terrible, and it really is.
It is.
The worst actress of The Bear, she deserves a Razzie for this. It's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh my god.
And goddamn it, can you put a fucking bra on?
She's trying so hard. The big...
It's so not okay.
Every season, there's an emotional moment that's a big breaking point for a character. For some reason, they decided to have it be Jamie Lee Curtis' character. It's shot so boringly. We're just staring at her face as she's babbling out her monologue, which isn't even a good monologue.
No.
It's not a good apology. And then we cut every now and then to Carmy, sitting there, and then before I knew it, it was over. And I'm was that supposed to be the big thing?
Yeah.
because it didn't feel like it. It wasn't a good apology, and he didn't deserve to forgive her because she hasn't done anything.
Yeah. So my problem with Jamie Lee Curtis, before you move on, because I know there's more characters to talk about. She was a terrible mother to these characters.
Yeah.
She plays a terrible person. But it's not much different than the person she played in, what's that Christmas movie I love that you hate?
Oh, Christmas with the Cranks.
She plays Mrs. Crank. She plays it the same way. And
that's her, because that's how
that's
she
all
acts.
she ever does.
That's her one.
Yeah. It's Freaky Friday.
It's exactly.
It's Freakier Friday.
It's the same thing every time.
It's Freakier Friday at the Bear.
It is so okay. She was. It was egregious. It was such a weird, stupid. Like, we gotta tie up our loose ends. Okay, sure, I care. I think the most annoying one was Sydney, because Sydney had the most interesting character potential from last season.
Mm-hmm.
Some other guy is trying to scout her to like start her own restaurant with him, where she can do anything she wants, and he has all this money, and she hems and haws because she doesn't know what to do, and then she just decides. She just calls him and she's like, actually, no, I don't want to. She has like one nightmare, and then she's like, no, I don't want to do it. So it was like, it was all pointless. Every single conclusion just happened. No one made any effort to get to a conclusion. They just milled around and monologued.
There's a storyline they could have done, but they just ran right by it because they didn't want to put on any effort. And it was clear. They just were phoning this one in. Everybody did.
Yeah.
Apparently, even Carmi's hair is wrong.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How?
Like, hardcore fans have gone back and they're like, what the hell's going on? The excuse is, these actors are so busy, especially the three of them, because Sydney and Carm, they're all doing movies and TV shows, they're writing things, they're producing things. And, yeah, to get them to all come together to do... This is why there was a 4th season instead of just 3 seasons.
Yeah.
It was supposed to end at 3 seasons.
It should have.
And now we've dragged it out to a 5th.
Is it to fix all their mistakes?
Yeah. I highly recommend The Bear Season 1. And I would tell you, after that, close the book. That was all you needed to know.
Yeah, you might be curious. Season 2, if you're going to watch Season 2, ignore all of it. Watch the one episode where Richie learns how to do front of house. Yeah. Because that's the best episode.
There's one good episode in each season, but that doesn't merit a reason for a season.
Yeah, it's, so annoying. I'm so angry.
Okay.
Because it was so good. I'm so angry.
The season 4 starts out strong.
It does.
You and I were both excited. We're like, yeah, we're back. We're cooking with gas, right?
It very quickly loses steam, and then it never picks it back up.
The family drama shows up, and you just hate the whole show all over again.
So
I give The Bear Season 4 a 68.
68?
Yeah.
Out of what? 100?
No, it's a chef thing.
Oh.
I'm saying it's a turn back.
Oh, you mean
throw
80,
it away.
86.
86. My bad. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're
bad. Annoying.
Okay. Next in my notes, I wrote Gundam.
Yeah, you watched one episode.
There's not much I could say about that, but I did watch half the Minecraft movie.
Yeah, I watched the whole... Well, I didn't watch it. I was playing my Steam Deck.
Yeah, but once you told... Because I took a nap. Because I was a big sleepy guy that day. It was awful.
It was so... It wasn't as bad as The Bear, but it's because it's exactly what
I think it was better.
It's exactly what I expected it to be.
I thought it was better. I thought Jack Black and Jason Momoa really brought the enthusiasm, just forgot character development.
Oh, did you know the Minecraft movie was nominated for Best Original Score and Soundtrack?
Nice.
Because of his stupid little songs?
Yep.
Great. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Fantastic.
Hey, Steve is a legendary character.
It was so...
Hold on. If you make it to Smash Brothers, you deserve a trophy.
I'm confused at how much...
She just ignored me.
I'm just confused at how much adults were in this movie. Because this felt like a movie that would star, like, tweens.
Yeah.
And they would have their wacky adventure. But the kids are barely in it.
You know what it felt like?
Huh.
It felt like a weird version of Guardians of the Galaxy.
It did.
But they were like, it's a kids movie, but the adults are going to watch it. And Minecraft's been around for so long that they're already adults. So the kids who are watching it probably don't have parents who like Minecraft.
Yeah,
because let's be honest, the original Minecraft nerds don't have families.
Also, I don't even think they play Minecraft anymore.
They play WoW.
It was so ugly.
I'm so sorry. I'm just being mean to the gaming community.
It was a really ugly movie. Well, the squareness of everything already looked ugly.
Yeah.
It
is jarring to see them in it. My biggest problem is Jack Black. I've always had a problem with Jack Black. There's only been one time I was willing to forgive him, which is Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
But also you got Robert Downey Jr. playing a black man. So there's a lot more issues than Jack Black's bullshit attitude.
He was so clearly like half-assing it. He was just phoning it in. Yeah. And you could tell that he had no like real heart. He was just doing it. Like I could tell Jason Momoa wasn't loving it, but at least he was throwing himself. He was going as goofy as he could to like, embrace the goofiness of the concept. Jack Black just half-assed it. He crapped it out. He barely even moved. He felt like maybe it's the green screen, but I felt like he just kind of...
I'm pretty sure the movie he played before this, he was Santa.
Oh, yeah, he
or
was.
Satan. I don't know.
Yeah. A bummer.
That's how old he is.
Bummer, but it was exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Also, the plot, you remember when we were watching it, we're like... This is just the new Mario Brothers movie.
It is. 100%.
Not the Illumination one, but the one I reviewed.
Yeah, the old one
Bob
with
Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo.
Yeah, Bruno. We don't talk about him.
Yeah.
But that legitimately happened. Did you see that flash of light out there?
I did.
Nice.
Maybe it's lightning.
Yeah, it's far away from us.
Ooh.
And then the last Pokemon.
Yeah, part 3 of season 2 came out.
Search for Laqua.
I think this is my least favorite part, but it was still very lore heavy.
Yeah. I really hated all the Pokemon stuff.
We learned a lot of important stuff that we've been building up to.
That's why it's the worst. I'm sorry. The Laqua backstory and everything going on there. Mm-hmm. Lucian? Lucian.
Yes. It was. I'm not saying it was bad.
I'm gonna put him on the thumbnail just so you can see him. Yeah. Because he looks like the coolest Pokemon trainer I've ever seen.
He looks crazy.
And his team is off its rocker.
It's cool. Okay.
If he came across Ash would just be like, "Dude, we're best friends," and he'd be like, "We don't even know each other." He's like, no, but we love Pokemon.
I liked all the mini adventures throughout. Mm-hmm. I like Ludlow. Got a lot. I like Ludlow. I think he's fun.
Yep. We got Tinkatink turning Tinkatuff.
Yes. That was a good episode.
Yep. Also, that thing took down a terrestrializing wild... Bombardier.
Yeah. We got that wacky episode where Roy and Crocolore swapped bodies.
Yep.
And literally as there was like running into the back of the stalls, I thought it would be crazy if people could swap bodies with their Pokemon. Yeah. And then it happened and I'm like, I'm a genius.
It's a kid's show, but they are smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it was fun. It was terrific. It was awesome.
It felt like a classic Pokemon. Yeah,
I mean, when you feel like it's time to just kind of look at your phone, it's okay. It's a kid's show.
And there was a lot of good little moments with Florigato, Quaxwell, and Crocolore just being hooligans. Yep. They'd be the trainers are over there trying to learn important history, and then you look over and they're dancing with a wild Pokemon in the background.
So my biggest critiques, Pokemon. Just because it's a Pokemon show, I know a lot of people struggle with that. It still felt like a Pokemon show.
Yep.
That's always been my big stigma towards it. I have learned to come back and love and embrace it as an adult.
Yep.
But it is really hard for me to try and convince others to join me down this road.
Yeah, the first few times you get those real boring plot lines.
I get it. Pikachu's electric. But don't worry, his name's Freed. He's the professor that leads them on this journey.
Yeah.
And Freed annoyed me way too much.
He was barely in this. He's been taking a step back, letting the kids take
he took
over.
A step back. This season he showed up. Mm-hmm. And during their time time with Cleavor, which is the evolution of an ancient Scizor from Gen 4.
Yes.
But it has to be ancient, so it's Pokemon Arceus Legends. Anyways, Cleavor, he tells you twice, in literally like 3 to 5 minutes difference, and he goes, "See that? Every time it swings its axe, and it breaks. I don't know what you heard there.
It chips off a piece to sharpen the blades." And
Yeah.
then he says it again.
Yeah, and I would have just been like, dude, we got it. It was the first time you said it.
I'm a Pokemon professor.
Yeah, I know. That's why we're here. Okay. That's coffee break. I don't want to go as long as last week.
Yeah. What do you got going on?
Well, I just wanted to conclude. Jurassic World Rebirth still looks interesting despite the reviews, and it made quite a lot on opening day. This is opening day when we're recording this, so I'm excited to see the numbers it brings out on the weekend.
Yeah, I want to see it.
The critics say it sucks, but also the critics don't really know much, do they?
Yeah.
They say the bear's good, and I'm like, it's yet to be seen.
Oh, God.
Pokemon was very fun.
Yes. Highly recommend.
And let's just see where this is going, but I've got a bad feeling about a lot of this.
Yeah. I think Superman's going to be cool.
Superman will be fun. So what do you got going this week?
Ruby Reversed Fates is happening.
Nice.
Episode 1 came out with a behind-the-scenes video.
Nice.
Episode 2 should be soon. I don't know what day exactly.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a bit of a step back and work on something else that I've been chipping away at.
Nice.
So, but I'll be back to Reversed Fates. I'll be consistently working on Reversed Fates. I won't be away from it for too long.
Okay. Well, I kind of gave away my position when I said Man of Steel.
Yeah.
This is night 2 of it.
Yeah, we haven't finished.
We haven't finished. It's so fucking long.
We have an hour left. And I thought for sure, maybe it's like 30 minutes worth of credits.
No, it's Zack Snyder.
Oh, man.
But, oh, man. Oh, okay. Anyways, Man of Steel. I'm going to try and make this review as fun as possible.
Nice.
It's fun review, okay?
Nice.
I never finished Wukong.
You need to take a break from it. It was getting crazy at the end there.
I'm angry.
Yeah?
Like, I'm getting more and more frustrated about it. Like, I'm not cool. When I'm playing other video games, I'm not cool anymore. I'm getting very upset with you right now. Like, that game has gotten under my skin, and I'm just like, why? We're at the end. I've done all these upgrades. I don't like this gameplay. No. I don't like it. But the story, the visuals, everything, if you can muster it, especially if you got somebody who's way better than me, which could be anybody else, I'm sure it's a fun playthrough, but
yeah,
there's just a point where it's unplayable.
Yeah, as there's a point where your skill level is the limit.
Yeah. Also, I've kind of realized that people that like to play games like this don't actually have challenging lives.
You think so?
Yes, because
they dedicate everything to this.
Yeah, because I would have strived to do better. You know, if my life starts to suck, I'll go, hey, I need to stop this and switch it up. You know, dig a little deeper and harder. A video game's not that. Video games are not life.
No.
There's a great disconnect there, and that's the reason why we play them.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm very frustrated with this is not a lifestyle, but they're trying hard to make it. Other than that, another coffee break next week.
Again.
Happy 4th of July to all the Americans. Happy Friday to everybody else.
Stay safe and hydrated.
Yes.
And also, because it's 4th of July, it's going to be loud, which is stupid.
Be smart with the fireworks. Throw them away from you, not towards you.
Don't throw them at others. It's not funny. Be safe.
Yep. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.